الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. قال سيد الإمام النووي رحمه الله تعالى ونفعنا الله به وبعلومه وبكم وسائر المسلمين أجمعين. وعن معاذ بن أنس رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: من كظم غيظا وهو قادر على أن ينفذه دعاه الله سبحانه وتعالى على رؤوس الخلائق يوم القيامة حتى يخيره من الحور ما شاء. رواه أبو داود والترمذي وقال حديث حسن. Again, this to tell us about the reward of controlling ourselves, which is very important point, وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه أن رجلا قال للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: أوصني. قال لا تغضب، فردد مرارا قال لا تغضب. رواه البخاري. My imagination about this hadith, many of these people, they are not as lucky as those who attended the Prophet ﷺ in all events, and they look forward, when they are going to meet with the Prophet ﷺ. And that this person, he prepared very critical question for him. He said, I seek your advice, Ya Rasulullah. And the Prophet ﷺ said, La taghdab, don't get angry. Perhaps this was not his expectation, and he repeated, the question many times, and the Prophet ﷺ said, don't get angry. Okay, and this is very important. I think there's narration, in the books of hadith from the same man who came to the Prophet ﷺ. He said, I thought about it later on, and I found, anger is one of the most hurting, character that anyone may have. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: ما يزال البلاء بالمؤمن والمؤمنة في نفسه وولده وماله حتى يلقى الله تعالى وما عليه خطيئة. رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح. Okay, this is for those who has bala. Again, as I said before, if you are saved, or have afiyah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't ask for bala. Okay, sometimes it may come, whenever it comes to anyone, he should have this confidence in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he should be patient. وعن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال: قدم عيينة بن حصن فنزل على ابن أخيه الحر بن قيس، وكان من النفر الذين يبنيهم عمر رضي الله عنه، وكان القراء وأصحاب مجلس عمر رضي الله عنه ومشاورته كولا كانوا أو شبانا. فقال عيينة لابن أخيه: يا ابن أخي، لك وجه عند هذا الأمير فاستأذن لي عليه. فاستأذن فأذن له عمر، فلما دخل قال: هي يا ابن الخطاب، فوالله ما تعطينا الجزل ولا تحكم فينا بالعدل. فغضب عمر الخطاب رضي الله عنه حتى هم أن يوقع به. فقال له الحر: يا أمير المؤمنين، إن الله تعالى قال لنبيه صلى الله عليه وسلم: خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين، وإن هذا من الجاهلين. والله ما جاوزها عمر حين تلاها، وكان وقافا عند كتاب الله تعالى. رواه البخاري. The way I understand this hadith, Sayyidina Umar have high temper, much higher than any of us, I think. But he subjected himself to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this point is going to control him. So, I'm not telling all of your people, that you should have as such, But all of your people, you should find a way of controlling yourself by one maneuver or another. And I think it's easy to find, among ourselves. وعن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: إنها ستكون بعدي أثرة وأمور تنكرونها. قالوا: يا رسول الله فما تأمرنا؟ قال: تؤدون الحق الذي عليكم وتسألون الله الذي لكم. متفق عليه. والأثرة الانفراد بالشيء عمن له فيه حق. This is the positivity and the positive look, of any matter. All of us in this life, we feel that we have rights and we have duties. Okay, in marriage, What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Many of bad practitioners, they will feel they ask for their rights even though they don't fulfill their duty. Here the Prophet ﷺ told us to do the opposite. Yani, when you are mistreated, do whatever is your duty and complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? Don't even waste your time looking for the other or complaining to the other. وعن أبي يحيى أسيد بن حضير رضي الله عنه أن رجل الأنصار قال يا رسول الله ألا تستعملني كما استعملت فلانا فقال إنكم ستلقون بعدي أثره فاصبروا حتى تلقوني على الحوض متفق عليه. وأسيد بضم الهمزة وحضير وحضير بحاء مهملة مضمومة وضاد معجمة مفتوحة والله أعلم. سيدنا أسيد بن حضير, Sayyidah Aisha, she used to describe, you have three persons, of the Ansar. I haven't seen anyone who is better than them. All of them, they are from Bani Abdul Ashhal. Sa'ad ibn Mu'az wa Usayd ibn Hudayr wa Abbad ibn Bishr. He is one of these three. He used to be called the perfect because he know how to write besides his characters. So here, that one of the Ansar, he seek to be to have some job or by the Prophet or employment, and the Prophet gave general rule for him and for the other that you should be patient. You should be patient, that till we go to our appointment. This remind me, all of your people, including myself, we have an appointment with the Prophet because in one of his last talks, on the pulpit, what did he say? Inni faratukum ala al-hawd. As if he came first, came before us, to go to hawd, and farat in Arabic language, in these old days when they have the caravan, they will have someone to go and prepare everything, put the carpets, on the ground, and make the water available, and you name it. And the Prophet ﷺ gave example of himself like this, like farat, okay? Those among us who believe in this, don't worry a lot, because you have the Prophet ﷺ went before us, and is going to have the most perfect preparation for us, okay, and he's waiting for us. And some may feel that this is going to take long time. He said, وَإِنِّي أَرَاهُ مِنْ مَقَامِ هَذَا. I do see it now. That's what the Prophet ﷺ. وإني ما الفقر أخشى عليكم ولكن أخشى أن تفتح عليكم كما فتحت على الذين من قبلكم فتنافسوها كما تنافسوها فتهلككم كما أهلكتكم. The main barrier or the main factor that will not let you make up, or make your appointment, with the Prophet ﷺ is when you got busy in dunya. Okay? If I want to look at it in another way, whenever you have a promise, it's from two sides. You have here the side of the Prophet, which from that side, I don't expect to have any break of the promise, because this was the attitude of the Prophet in all of his life. From our sides, we are plenty. Some of us, they will be able to make their promises, fulfill their promises. The other will not be able. And the major main factor, of this is love of dunya. When you get yourself that busy in loving dunya, then you may miss your appointment with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Besides this, all humankind, they have an appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Ya ayyuhan nas, inna wa'da Allahi haqqa. Okay? You have an appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did he say after that? فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغَرُورِ. These are the two main factors that will make someone, not able to keep up their appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيا فَلَا تَغُرَّنَّكُمُ الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيا. The other component, وَلَا يَغُرَّنَّكُمْ بِاللَّهِ الْغَرُورِ, الشَّيْطان, the Iblis or the devil. These are the two main factors. So let's hope, let's pray to Allah that we keep up our appointment with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We keep up our appointment with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وعن أبي إبراهيم عبد الله بن أبي أوفى رضي الله عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في بعض أيامه التي لقي فيها العدو انتظر حتى إذا مالت الشمس قام فيهم فقال: يا أيها الناس لا تتمنوا لقاء العدو واسألوا الله العافية، فإذا لقيتموهم فاصبروا واعلموا أن الجنة تحت ظلال السيوف. ثم قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: اللهم منزل الكتاب ومجري السحاب وهازم الأحزاب اهزمهم وانصرنا عليهم. متفق عليه. This is what I wanted to say before. This is the practicality of it. We know about the great reward given to us whenever we exposed to any disaster or unhappy event. But the Prophet ﷺ said, don't hope, don't wish, to have this, And as I said, in that particular hadith, when that person, got really sick, the Prophet ﷺ said, what dua you used to say? And he used to say, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to punish me, let him punish me in this life and another. And really he was in very bad position, that intolerable for himself. And here, لا تتمنوا, don't wish that you expose yourself to some negative or hated, procedure or position. لكن إذا لقيتموها فاصبروا. Whenever you are given this from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should show your patience. Show your patience. And this is very important point to know how you look at them. You shouldn't hope, you shouldn't wish at them. You just seek the help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You seek to grant you with the greatness, with the grades, without the disasters, without being exposed, without test. When you are tested, you should show your patience, in this regard. By this we finish the chapter, of Sabr. Again, if anyone has any question, let's answer it before moving to another chapter.
What's athara?
Athara is opposite of ithar. Ithar, when you give some preference to the others over yourself, or priority. The opposite, when you try to take care of yourself, and forget the others or put them down.
So in context, what does that mean?
Sadatna al-Ansar, they sacrificed a lot of their money and selves and others, in the life of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ quite generous. He felt what's going to happen is not going to be exactly the compensation that they deserve to have. So that's why he gave this expression. This was again in some ahadith, when we speak about the date of the ahadith, this was one of his last talk. He said, instructing the Ansar that they should show patience because they are not going to be given what's expected to them to be given. Other questions?
In hadith number 43, it says that when Allah desires evil for his slave, how can Allah desire evil for us?
This question related to predestination, which is one of our pillar, in belief, that we should believe in the predestination. The way I look at it, this is one attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I found myself, incapable of knowing the attributes of Allah. Even the knowledge, I have no doubt that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is knowledgeable, but the knowledge of Allah, I found myself handicapped. I don't know anything about it. Okay? It's not equal to our knowledge in the beginning or the intermediate or the end or the way or the quality or the amount or anything of that matter. For this particular point that you have raised up, this is the way I look at it. I don't know if it's accurate, and that's why I have this introduction. These actions, all done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they are done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam specifically said, they are khair. You don't say evil. when you try to relate to them that so and so did this or so and so did that, okay, then they are either khair or evil. Okay, when they are initiated from Allah, all of them they are khair. The matter is not about the action, the matter about the actor. Okay, I give you example about it. When you have a boy, of 2 years, and he broke this cup, or broke the table. If someone start to get mad at this boy or start to beat him up, you are going to criticize him. Why? Because even though this is evil action, but the boy, you cannot say that he has evil action. Okay? At the same, but with much higher level toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot, the action when I do it, I say this is evil action. When it's done or designed or predestinated, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we cannot call that this is bad thing or evil. This is khair. This we take it from the Holy Quran. When we speak with Allah, what do we say? قُلِ اللَّهُمَّ مَالِكَ الْمُلْكِ تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتَنْزِعُ الْمُلْكَ مِمَّنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. What after it? بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ. Okay, I'm going to be open with you. Some books of tafsir, they said khair and evil. I disagree with this commentary, okay, from these books, And I'm not telling you that you should listen to me or whatever, but personally I disagree. Why? Because when you say about Allah, you say بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرِ. You relate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of these actions, which is good, okay? And they gain the other description of being bad or good when I do them, not when they are made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you have the Prophet make it much more clear when he had this conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What did he say in one hadith? وَالْخَيْرَاتُ كُلُّهَا بَيْنَ يَدَيْكَ وَالشَّرُّ لَيْسَ إِلَيْكَ. Okay, that means all of those good matters, they are in your hands. الشَّرُّ evil doesn't even belong to you subhanaka wa ta'ala. Okay, here you have inner belief that all of those matter came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have outer speak. When you speak up about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you relate to Him only the khair. And as I said, this is my belief, I don't dictate it on anyone, that these actions, when it came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are described in the Holy Quran and by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as khair. Okay, when it comes that so and so the criminal killed that person, or the so and so drank wine, or this or that, this is, you may call it evil. Why? Because it's done, is a human made. Okay, whatever is human made, you may call it right or wrong. Whatever is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made, it's right. Other questions? We'll move to next chapter. وبالله التوفيق بالإعانة. باب الصدق. قال الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. Firstly, you should be honest yourself. Then you should surround yourself with the honest people. I'm going to speak about myself, I don't know about the others, Really, when I want to try to pretend or have a mask on my face, I don't feel myself that I am so and so. I don't feel this is my nature, okay? I may be put in a position that I should pretend or should be careful about certain words, or whatever. I'm not going to feel relaxed, you see? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed us to do so, this is firstly for your benefit, to make you feel relaxed, make you feel at home, as they said, okay? Because you are going to have to be your nature, you don't have to pretend. Whereas when you are in certain setting, you should pretend, okay? You should speak up about certain matters or whatever. But for sure, firstly, don't lie. When I said don't lie, the most important component here, don't lie against Allah or against His Messenger, okay? Don't try to say that this is verse, it means so or whatever, okay? And that's what we read it in Sunan Ibn Majah. What did the Prophet ﷺ say? When anyone asks you to give him as a peaceful treaty or some commitment or whatever, don't give him the commitment or the treaty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's side and His Messenger. Give it from your side. And here it's much easier, to speak about yourself than to lie against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For sure, liar is the lie is not accepted. Even for yourself, you shouldn't lie. You should be quite clear. We may be put in some positions, in these positions, you should be smart enough, we may change in the wording, don't lie, okay? But the most important one, don't lie against Allah, don't abuse the verses or the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. This is in the order. It comes after that verse speak about the three persons who the Prophet ﷺ boycotted them, by not speaking to them, as you remember on that long hadith of Sayyidina Ka'b ibn Malik. So this come after it. If you remember that hadith, in that hadith you have a praise and some description about being truthful and how Sayyidina Ka'b Malik was truthful, and this make him accepted, by the Prophet ﷺ and the other, and he thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he did not lie, okay, and he have some sort of commitment given to that he's not going to lie at all. And he said, I don't know anyone have been tested the way I was tested, and I have never lied, in all of my life. Okay. And here, subhanallah, even in the Quran you have the same feeling, because after that story or after that verse, speaking about the three persons, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. And this is not the business of Ka'b ibn Malik only. This is all concern all of us, and all of us, we should have this business. وقال تعالى والصادقين والصادقات. This is verse number, I think, 30 in Surah Al-Ahzab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that particular verse, He mentioned 10 different descriptions. According to the scholars, these are 10 different ranks. We spoke about the ranks, the common ranks, yesterday, and these are specific ranks, إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات. You go from one to above. مسلمين والمسلمات، مؤمنين والمؤمنات، والقانتين والقانتات، والصادقين والصادقات. This is the one mentioned here. والصابرين والصابرات، والخاشعين والخاشعات، والمتصدقين والمصدقات، والحافظين فروجهم والصائمين والصائمات، والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات، والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات. These are 10 ranks, okay, and you go from one step to another. And by this ranking, you are going to be called firstly as Abrar. This is the level of Abrar. Then after it, you are going to be called one of the level of what? Muqarrabeen. Okay, if you are interested in Muqarrabeen, when you recite Surah Al-Waqi'ah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about the three different types of people: Muqarrabeen, Ashab al-Yamin, Ashab al-Shimal. Okay, so in my view, I don't know how accurate, the one who fixed these 10 items is going to be one of the Muqarrabeen. Okay. The Prophet ﷺ, another hadith narrated by Muslim, سَبَقَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ, because in the term we have it in the waqi', والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون. Sorry, not سبق المقرب, سبق المفردون. سبق, that means those who come at first. Okay, and the Prophet ﷺ gave different name, which is al-mufarradun, those who are alone, or the shuyukh, they give a term of afrad. They are counted, as you don't have plenty of them. And they asked the Prophet, who are the mufarradun? And he said, al-dhakirun Allah kathiran wal-dhakirat. The same term mentioned in this particular verse about the very last one, And that's why, as I told you, as if you are moving from one step to one superior or above it. Okay? And the highest one is going to be wal-dhakirin Allah kathiran wal-dhakirat. Okay? And this is, all of us, we should work hard for it. Some may feel when the Prophet said, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala firstly said, وَالسَّابِقُونَ, and the Prophet said, سَبَقَ, we are too late, we came too late, more than 1400 years, after the Prophet the Prophet said, في كل قرن من أمتي سابقون, in each century or each age, of my nation, you have some people, they are sabiqun. Why? Because the sabaq is not going to be time wise. If it's time wise, forget it, because you are too late. It's going to be quality wise. Okay, what quality? The easiest one to achieve all of these 10 items, especially the very last one, وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ. You should have a plenty of dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وقال تعالى فلو صدقوا الله لكان خيرا لهم. صدقه Allah. The objective here is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's mean, this is the way I understand it. There are people liar to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are people truthful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see, we may not imagine it, but this is the reality of it. Okay, I warned you, I keep warning you, don't lie against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Namely, what you have available for you, you have the Holy Quran, come at first, then the prophetic tradition. Don't lie. Be truthful. Okay. Then you may have it even in your day-to-day basis. Okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to praise Him. Okay. When I speak about otherwise, I may be a liar, against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To be honest with you, this is beyond my imagination. If it's not mentioned in the Holy Quran, perhaps I cannot believe it. Some people, they keep lying against Allah, even when they did see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the hereafter, they will lie. And this has been mentioned in different areas of the Quran, in some ahadith, that you have many of those witnesses, they are going to have a testimony against him. You say, oh Allah, I don't accept all of these witnesses. I want witness from my side. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell him, okay, we are going to bring you a witness from your side. The tongue shut up, okay, no more work. And the hands start speaking, the eyes start speaking. I cannot believe it, that in front of Allah. Why? I should ask myself, why? Because of the habit. He spent all of his time in this life, lying. Liar. Against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I imagine, even if he wants to stop himself, he will be incapable of stopping himself, because this is his habit. So, what I said to the youth, in the past, that try to build your relation with Allah. Now we are flexible. One day you may be rigid, we should, all of us, we should train ourselves, to be truthful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I look at that position, such a person, to tell his tongue, stop, shut up, and have his hand, No. What I like from myself, I may practice it or not. No. Sit in your knees and confess to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, I'm really bad person. I seek you. In the hereafter, if you are going to be interrogated, be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against yourself. Said, yes, Ya Allah, I have been too bad man, much worse than what has been mentioned. Okay? Don't defend yourself. Okay? We be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against yourself in this life and in the hereafter. And this is perhaps the meaning of حاسبوا أنفسكم قبل أن تحاسبوا. Reckon yourself, before had the reckoning, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this last verse speak about being truthful or liar with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وأما الأحاديث فالأول عن ابن مسعود رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن الصدق يهدي إلى البر وإن البر يهدي إلى الجنة وإن الرجل ليصدق حتى يكون صديقا وإن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور وإن الفجور يهدي إلى النار وإن الرجل ليكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا متفق عليه. This tell you about very important point. I look at it as great in the graduation. And really this warned me a lot. Perhaps in this country you don't suffer of it, a lot, but we suffer of it, a lot, back in our countries. We have shuyukh there. They are more sincere than me, more knowledgeable than me, more good, or whatever you want of that regarding than me. They are completely liar. How does the story start? I should ask myself, since they are much better than me, how does the story start? The story starts as I told you before. Don't lie to yourself. Okay? All of us nowadays, we respect ourselves, okay? I'm not going to say this is a battle, okay? Because all of you people are going to laugh at me. This is not a battle, okay? I'm not going to say. So don't lie to yourself. When you lie to yourself, what's going to happen? You have a breakdown about respecting yourself. Whenever you have this massive breakdown, after that, whatever of bad behavior or liar done, you may do it. You got my point? Now, inshallah, all of your people, you have a barrier. This prevents you of go beyond it, to lie to Allah, to be bad practitioner or whatever. Whenever this broken, it's too difficult to go back. I imagine many of these people that I have told you about, they would like to go back. But whenever you are in the middle, you cannot go back. Okay? So don't try even. Don't lie. Don't lie to yourself. Okay? Don't lie against yourself. Don't speak something that it's inaccurate. Okay? Because you are going to be affected badly by it, And the main effect, as mentioned in this hadith, to be honest with you, I'm a bad person, When I used to read this hadith, I'll ask myself, to this extent? But nowadays I feel to this extent and more. Okay? You see, a lie is going to take the person all the way to hellfire. I ask myself, to this extent? Out of my experience, to this extent. Okay? That's why, please respect yourself. Don't lie against yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't say this is the meaning of this verse. Don't say this is the meaning of those hadith. Don't say that I'm good man, when you are not as such. Don't at all pretend as such. Whenever you start this dirty work, I'm sorry to tell you, all the gates, they are going to be open to something which is not good for you. All these gates, and way they will take you all the way to hellfire. You cry in your heart, you feel that there is something wrong, but you cannot correct yourself. Why? Because that barrier has been broken. When you kept that barrier by the first item mentioned, this had sadaq. Okay? I'm not telling you that you are going to be angel. No. You may commit sins. You may be bad. You may be bad practitioner. But as long as this barrier standing there, I look at such person, as still has some protection. Okay? And this is, inshallah, I'm quite confident, is going to lead him to heaven. Okay? The people of heaven, they are not all angels, they may have some, but they don't have this bad attitude that I spoken about. And that's why you have, even though it's not that strong hadith, but I mentioned also in Muwatta Imam Malik, you may get surprised. The Prophet ﷺ, what did he say in that hadith in Muwatta Imam Malik? يطبع المؤمن على كل خلق إلا الخيانة والكذب. To have it more thorough, all humankind, believers and non-believers, they have good characters and bad characters. Okay. If non-believer became believer, is it possible that overnight is going to sleep, and on the morning is going to be a complete different characters? No. What I'm trying to say, you may find good characters, in non-believer. You may find very bad character in believer. I'm not confirming that this is good, I'm not telling so, but it's very difficult way, long way that you should go. You should care about it, It may take your life or more to correct some of your characters, bad characters. Okay? So it's not a matter of characters. But here the Prophet ﷺ, what did he say? It's a possibility to have the believer have any of these characters, the good or the bad one, except two, khiyana wal kadhib. Okay? Why? I used to be, but nowadays, I have no surprise at all, But I used to ask why not these two? Because these two, they are going to be the main breaking, of the barrier that you have, and this is going to lead the person right away to hellfire. As mentioned, this, take it seriously. Don't take it as a joke. Don't take it as how come. Don't say I don't understand it. I'm going to speak up. I used not to understand it very well, but nowadays, out of the experience, I really understand it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to tell myself, not only about this hadith only. Listen, fellow, whenever you hear anything from the Prophet ﷺ, take it for guarantee, whether you experience or not, whether you understand or not. Okay. This was my experience, with that particular hadith. I'm going to repeat it. Listen carefully to it. Anyone has question about it, write it down, because for me this is very, very, very important and very vital, matter of any believer. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said the believer may be in any collection or mode of characters, except these lies that I'm speaking about. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Inna as-sidqa yahdi ila al-birr." This is going to lead you to make the righteous or the good behavior toward Allah subhanahu, toward the servants of Allah subhanahu. Wa inna al-birra yahdi ila al-jannah. It's going to take him all the way or her all the way to the heaven. Wa inna al-rajula la yasduqa hatta yuktaba hatta yakuna siddiqan. I look there. Is it history? Siddiq? Nabi? No Nabi now, no prophet, okay? None of your people, they are going to be a prophet, But Siddiq, why not? Okay, to be honest with you, perhaps I spent significant amount of my life feel that Siddiq something high, I don't know, I should care, I should know, I should work hard. You see, even though it may sound that it is difficult, I'm not telling it, but it may sound impossible, to be as such, but it's a possibility that you are going to be Siddiq. And the way the Prophet ﷺ explained it, Sallu alayhi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this is very simple way. And this amazed me a lot, the simplicity the Prophet ﷺ put those matters. And you see, they are quite serious matter, The Prophet ﷺ put them, in this simple way. And this is what amazed me, one of the amazing things, about him sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he, in my view, he's used to be the greatest one with very simple life. Again, these I look at them, as they contradict with each other. You cannot have them in one person, but they were in the life of the Prophet ﷺ. The greatness in very simple way. For me, and perhaps for everyone here, this is my future. Okay, because I look forward to be in heaven. I hate the idea to think that I'm one of those people of hellfire. Okay, and this is my future. And you see how simple the Prophet ﷺ did make it, and it is as simple as put by the Prophet ﷺ, and as great and serious as you see the second component. Even the first component, when you start to speak about Siddiq, you are going to be Siddiq. Yes, it is a possibility. I may be there, I may be the worst one, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, may make me Siddiq. Okay? This is a possibility. And we should look for it. Here, what I'm trying to say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the rich, has everything subhanahu wa ta'ala. He make you, in the Quran, get exposed to different names, different ranks, different behavior, different action, like marketing. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to buy from this market, what's good, and try to avoid what's not good. And this is the attitude of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even in the hereafter, We read in Bukhari that person who is going to be the latest one, to go from hellfire to heaven, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stop him. Wish. Bring your wishes. My surprise not here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep reminding that person, Firstly, I cannot imagine any position in this life that my wishes they are going to stop at. That person keep wishing till what? He's going to reach an end. He's going to stop at that point. But what amazed me about that hadith, Allah keep reminding him, we have this, we have that. Telling him, when you go to heaven, we have so and so palace, we have this so and so river. Okay, Allah subhanahu, as if marketing those creations that He had in the heaven, to make people, ask for it, In the same pattern, I look in this life, When you recite Quran, many of those matters, mention the Quran, as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to ask Him for them. Many of those matters, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to say A'udhu Billah and stay away, of them, And this was the attitude of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he has the night prayer, according to Sayyidina Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman. He starts Surah Al-Baqarah, okay? Whenever there is a place, to seek or ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for mercy or guidance, he's going to stop sallallahu alaihi wasallam during the night prayer and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. Whenever he pass through any verse, which is really bad, speaking about hellfire or bad characters or bad person or whatever, the Prophet ﷺ used to stop there, and seek the shelter, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect him of these matters, And the Prophet ﷺ is our model, we should follow him, okay? So that's why before being put there in that position, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us, wish, whatever you want to wish, inshallah, all of your people. No, in this life, we should have it, Okay, we should try to understand what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants. And as I said about this hadith, which came as the first hadith in this chapter, I look at the importance of it, because one of these lies or one of these honest position that I have spoken about is going to change all of your career, all of your future. Move to next hadith. عن أبي محمد الحسن بن علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنهما قال حفظت من رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم دع ما يريبك إلى ما لا يريبك فإن الصدق طمأنينة وإن الكذب ريبة رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح. قول يريبك وبفتح الياء وضمها ومعناه اترك ما تشك في حله وعدد إلى ما لا تشك فيه. Okay. Again, we are speaking about the simplicity. You see how simple? It may sound too complicated, but the Prophet ﷺ make it simple. It may sound that I cannot do it. As I said, before the break, Ramadan is a good training, field to let us, know about our qualities, about our strengths. And here, I may say, I cannot live without tea. No, you can't live without tea. I cannot live without eyeglasses. No, you may live without eyeglasses. The only item in your life that don't have substitute is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's what the poet said, لكل شيء إذا فارقته عوضه وليس لله إن فارقت من عوضه. Anything you miss in this life, it has a substitute. When you miss Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no substitute. And this is taken firstly from the Holy Quran, when those magicians, in the time of Sayyidina Musa, what did they say? Wallahu khayrun wa abqa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala much better and much more long lasting. Okay? So here, if I want to apply, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help me to apply this rule, to my life, which is, for me, it's quite simple. I may feel myself, incapable of doing it in some occasion, He said, whenever you have any doubt about things, leave it. I may feel, how come I'm going to leave, let's say, this book? Okay? We should laugh at ourselves, And I was in a house of one of my friends here. There is no telephone, Everyone has cell phone, but they don't have the telephone, at home, which is, in our country, one of the most important things, you should have, and they compete and they may apply for it and they have it after a few months or whatever it is. You see how silly is humankind? Perhaps you have the same problem, 50 years ago, in the US, and now they don't even, don't ask about it, because you have substitute of it. Okay? And everything you are going to find a substitute. Except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no substitute. Okay? And this should be our philosophy. Okay? And there's a hadith, I don't know how accurate is it, مَنْ تَرَكَ شَيْئًا لِلَّهِ عَوَضَ اللَّهِ خِيرًا مِنْهُ. Whenever you leave any of those matters, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give you something better. You experience it nowadays. The old people, they cannot, if he's scholar, he cannot imagine himself, without a book. Nowadays, some of those young people, anything they want of these books, they will get it from the internet, through their computer. They don't have library, but they are much more rich, on books, than the old scholars. Okay, I give you just few examples, but we have many of these matters. You see, in medicine, when I start the practice, without the pork, and the insulin come from the pork, it's impossible, to have the diabetic person, alive. Then they have this smart idea to have some bacteria, and some virus, to make human-made insulin. Humulin is called. See? You see how silly? Yani if you ask any physician before that, he'll tell you, impossible. You cannot live, without the insulin come from the pork. Okay? And just within few years, this is in my life, I'm not speaking about old ages, this happened in my life. Then they have a substitute of it, which is much greater, many patients, they used to have allergy, they used to have problem. The Muslim is going to feel, even though he's in real need of taking it, that this is najas or whatever, but nowadays you don't have any of these matters, When you look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever, all of these matters, they are available in Allah. And don't believe me, what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Whenever you are fearful or pious or righteous, toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to find a solution for you, not me. Okay, if it's a disease, if it's a problem, this happened to me. Okay, once, I keep forgetting. Once I was in certain city, and by mistake I gave 3 or 4 appointments. At one time. One of these people, is too dear to me. He used to be the friend of my father. And I cannot, play with him. And it was very critical position. What did I say? Ya Allah, I'm going to put all in your side, You take care of this. To be honest with you, up till now, I don't know how it was resolved, I have 4 or 5 appointments at the same time, and it was resolved smoothly. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designated it in this way. And I have a lot of concern about that person, because he is in the rank of my father, and I don't want to play with him. And everything was taken care of. Sometimes I go to teach Quran. Oh my God, we have plenty of people. Ya Rab, I'll say, Ya Allah, I'm going to put it all in your side. How they go, how they... I finish them, I don't know. Don't ask me. Okay? This is not because I'm good man, no. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is great. And in my expectation, anyone who put his things, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's side, they are going to be the most perfect, done one. People, they may praise you. When they praise you, say Alhamdulillah. You are going to direct all of these praises to who? To the one who is the real one. Alhamdulillah. You direct them back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because I'm nothing. I have not done anything. Okay. So here, really, this amazed me. Sallallahu ala man utiya jawami al-kalim. What is this word, I look at it too complicated, too difficult, it's almost impossible. But when you have this confidence in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, really this is a great rule. Okay? Whatever you have a doubt about, leave it. Okay? Now in this country you have problem with food, Okay, whenever you have doubt, don't eat it. You are not going to die. You are not going to die. Okay? When you have a doubt about it, leave it. Okay? Maybe a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to leave this, I heard this story, this I give it as an example. A heavy smoker, back in our country, he was advised by a person, quit smoking. He said, no uncle, I cannot. Can you quit water? That person said, yes, I can quit water. if you quit smoking. The old man fulfilled his commitment and the young one did not. And that poor person, he will drink tea, drink coffee, drink orange juice, this, that, but never drink water till the end of his life. And that person will return back to smoking. What I'm trying to say, okay, everything has a substitute. But we try to relax, take it easy, have easy life, or no. If you, inshallah, none of the audience, but some people, those who have easy life, they may go to hellfire, because of this. Okay, and those who are hard on themselves, or behind themselves, and look after themselves, have tarbiyah, have this, have that, they are going to be saved, of many of those negative outcome in this life and in the hereafter. Okay? I keep speaking. Okay, you have Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us, Ramadan. Okay? If someone of us, asked because of certain disease, you should avoid. The physician is going to give you long list. You should avoid all of these matters. The one who has the training, during Ramadan is not going to be as difficult or as bad as for the others, who never used to this. He cannot control himself. You see how great is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you hungry, or thirsty, not for the sake of hunger or thirst, no. To make you strong, to make you under the control of yourself. Whenever you have problem, you know how to control it. And the main control that we have, what mentioned in the previous chapter, to control ourselves, from misbehavior toward the others, I'm sorry to tell you, many of us, they just heard the others, they don't care a lot, but why? Because they don't have the control that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned. لَيْسَ الشَّدِيدُ بِالسُّرْعَةِ. Okay. Move to next hadith. عن أبي سفيان صخر بن حرب رضي الله عنه في حديثه الطويل في قصة هرقل قال هرقل فماذا يأمركم يعني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال أبو سفيان قلت يقول اعبدوا الله وحده لا تشركوا به شيئا واتركوا ما يقول آباؤكم ويأمرنا بالصلاة والصدق والعفاف والصلة متفق عليه. What came to my mind? You see this item mentioned in this hadith? I think all messengers, they came with this. Okay? What has been described, about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Subhanallah. From one who used to fight against the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what described for an eligible person like that king, this is what all messengers, they call for. Okay? And that's why in Islam you don't have even one moment, that the Prophet ﷺ said, okay, it's okay to ascribe a partner, with Allah. It's okay to disobey your parents. It's okay to leave prayer. Okay? Why? Because these are you have moments in Islam. Some of these people, they used to drink wine. You have moments in Islam, the direction was not to Mecca, it was to Judaism. Okay, you have this. Okay, what I'm trying to say, you have something essential in your religion. This should be taken care. Most, don't misunderstand me. You may have some obligations outside them, You may have some prohibitions. I'm not telling you the wine is permitted. Wine is haram, is prohibited, okay? But when you look at these items, mentioned by Abu Sufyan, you look at something which it means like the cornerstone, the most essential, the most important pillar, of your. And you see, even the non-believer, at that time, what did he start with? اعبدوا الله وحده ولا تشركوا به شيئا. This is the first thing, I'm sorry to tell you, nowadays we have some people, they have doubt about it, they have some adjustment about it, and you name it, which, for this non-believer who became believer after that, Abu Sufyan, he said this is the way he called for. Okay. عن أبي ثابت وقيل أبي سعيد وقيل أبي الوليد سهل بن حنيف وهو بدري رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من سأل الله تعالى الشهادة بصدق بلغه الله منازل الشهداء وإن مات على فراشه. رواه مسلم. Two components here I should highlight a lot. First one, as I said before frequently, build your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here, what did the Prophet ﷺ say? Whoever asks Allah with honesty, truthfully, bisadq. This is the first one. Okay. The second one, what is it? We may feel in this life that we miss the opportunity. We may die without having it. What the Prophet ﷺ did say. Those matters, those figures, you may not feel them physically, but you are of these people, in the hereafter. And this reminds me that a famous sheikh, what did he say? He said, some of the people, they may be eligible to be awliya, but there's no empty position, They may die, They never practice in their life awliya, but they are going to be in the hereafter like awliya. What did they miss? They miss few years, of heavy years, bad years, late years, that we came at, and they were not awliya. And no one did pay the attention to them. What did they lose? They did not lose anything. Because they were fully recognized, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And here, this is the way I understand what the Prophet ﷺ said. Even that person he was not killed, in a battle, but he is considered, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala standard or scale as one of those people. Why? Because he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the two components, okay? And I would like from myself and from the other to build this relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Firstly, whenever you are of any need, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely. I'm not telling you to stop the other thing, If you are sick, you have flu, okay? You want to go to the doctor. I'm not telling you don't do, but before going to the doctor, speak to Allah. Open the phone between you and Allah. Say, Ya Allah, I am sick. Please cure me. Because I have a lot of duties to do. Okay? Then go to the doctor, He may be successful or not, in treating you. You may get bad or worse, or whatever. Okay? But here, what I'm trying to say, you should remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all of these positions that you are put at. Okay? Secondly, as mentioned by many shuyukh, you may not have the answer come in this life. You may have it without feeling it. You have many possibilities, Here the Prophet ﷺ tell you, this has been accepted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make it for you, but not in the way that you expect. Perhaps in complete different way. I'm going to bring this story, I'm sorry, I'm bringing a lot of stories, about myself, okay? I met with a person, this in 1980. And in his talk, what did he say? You are going to travel to many countries and have lectures. At that time, I was applying, for residency. What come to my mind? That during residency, when I come to US, I'm going to have lecture, which never happened. Nowadays, after 40 or 50 years, I experience what I was told before. You see it? You see how limited I am, in my understanding? Well, if you ask me at that time, how it's going to happen, I'll tell you, it's going to happen during the residency. I'm going to go and give this lecture and that lecture, which never happened. And I return back, to my country with, perhaps I have few, lectures or whatever, But nowadays, I experience, it became part of my life. You see? This should be your attitude toward Allah. I was completely wrong, okay? Why? Because my expectation was different. I have different scenario of it, but not the scenario done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And I think myself and they shouldn't be that silly, You are in real need of this. You need the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have it the way you want, which may be, harmful to you. No, it's going to happen the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, not the way you want. Okay? And that's why you say, what do you say? You say, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. Allah is my agent. The best agent. Why? Because He's going to take care of all of these matters. I said it, I think, yesterday, when a companion was given the choice between two items, he said that to the Prophet, I'm not going to choose. I want you to choose for me. Choose for me. You see, this was the attitude of that person toward the Prophet ﷺ. What our attitude should be toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So really, this hadith amazed me a lot. We should find, at least, we should find our portion there, our inheritance, our chance there. Do we have a chance? Do we have a portion? Do we have this? Do we have that? We should ask ourselves all of these questions. عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم غزا نبي من الأنبياء صلوات الله وسلامه عليهم فقال لقومه لا ينبغي لرجل ملك بضع امرأة ويريد أن يبني بها ولما يبني بها ولا أحد بنى بيوته ولم يرفع سقوفها ولا أحد اشترى غنما أو خليفات وهو ينتظر أولادها فغزا فدنا من القرية صلاة العصر أو قريبا من ذلك فقال الشمس إنك مأمورة وأنا مأمور اللهم احبسها علينا فحبست حتى فتح الله عليه فجمع الغنائم فجاءت النار لتأكلها فلم تطعمها فقال إن فيكم غلولا فليبايعني من كل قبيلة رجل فلزقت يد رجل بيده فقال فيكم الغلول فلتبايعني قبيلتك فلزقت يد رجلين أو ثلاثة بيده فقال فيكم الغلول فجاءوا برأس مثل رأس بقرة من الذهب فوضعها فجاءت النار فأكلتها فلم تحل الغنائم لأحد قبلنا ثم أحل الله لنا الغنائم لما رأى ضعفنا وعجزنا فأحلها لنا متفق عليه الخليفات بفتح الخاء معجم وكسر اللام جمع خليفة وهي الناقة الحامل. You see how great is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Through His messenger, He wants you to clear your heart. This is mentioned, in different ahadith. When you want to pray, if you feel hungry, don't pray. Go and eat before. If you have the food served, even though if you are not, eat before. If you feel that you need to go to bathroom, go to bathroom before. You see, what the way I understand it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to have, as I said to your people, yesterday, clean your hearts. Have your heart come completely to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not busy, not worried, not occupied, by something else. Those, even though it may be felt, that not that important, but here they have been mentioned like important. Okay, if you feel hungry, don't pray. Go and eat before. Okay, if you feel this, if you feel here, those people who want to fight, in the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are busy, you have a contract, and you want to get married for that woman. If you are busy building a house, if you are expecting in these old days, expected some of the camels, to bring a baby for you or whatever, whatever, you are occupied. You don't have empty heart. You cannot be perfect, in your duty, and that's why this is applicable for us when we deal with each other, and it's much more applicable, when we deal with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. That's why I told you people, I think yesterday or the day before, this is your duty when you have a guest, when someone sit with you, this is your duty to make him happy, to make his heart has no concern, make him relaxed. And this is part of the prophetic tradition, the one who come to the Prophet ﷺ, he not only happy, and crazy, not only this, he's going to be completely relaxed, and completely from the side of the Prophet ﷺ is giving everything, to make him get the maximum of him. Yes. You have some people, even at the time of the Prophet, will ask silly question. One person asked the Prophet, what is inside the belly of my camel? It was pregnant, This is what he want to ask the Prophet ﷺ. Okay. The other one, the Prophet ﷺ was in one of the main battle, and he want to go from a way or road which is not famous, a hidden one and two narrow one. And he asked, and one Bedouin person, he helped him, to go through that way. Then the Prophet ﷺ asked him, listen, what do they have? Ask whatever you want to ask. What did that Bedouin person ask? I want 3 camels. Or few camels, I don't know the number. Okay. Where are these camels, They are going to live, for a few years and then die. Or if he is hungry, he's going to slaughter one of them, and eat. And the Prophet ﷺ highlighted, how come you ask? How come your people, he did not direct himself ﷺ to that one. How come your people, have this question? Why you don't ask the way the old woman of Bani Israel asked Sayyidina Musa? And they asked him, the companion, what that old woman asked Sayyidina Musa? He brought this story. He said when Sayyidina Musa went to escape from Egypt, with his people, the camel will not move. Ya Allah, this is critical moment, If we did not move, that all of our heads will be amputated, He said because Sayyidina Yusuf, previous prophet, he got the oath, or commitment from his people or his children that he will not move without the body of Sayyidina Yusuf taken away back to Syria. Ya Rab, who's going to tell us about Yusuf? Where is Yusuf? I don't know where is Yusuf. He said the old woman, of Bani Israel, she knows about it. Okay. He went to that old woman. Please tell us where is Yusuf. Very, you have seconds, or minutes, at very critical position. Please, where is the grave of Sayyidina Yusuf? No, I'm not going to tell you, You should give me what I ask for. Okay, what do you want? I want to be with you in heaven. Oh, with me, a messenger, with me, we want to be in heaven. Right away, Allah Subhanahu gave him. Are you going to give her, from pocket or from my side? No, from your side, Ya Allah, I have nothing, Give her. Give her. Okay. you will be with me inshallah in the heaven, you know. Tell us. And he went there, you know, and have the body of Sayyidina Yusuf, took with him, you know, and they escaped, you know, from Pharaoh. Yani what you read in the Quran, it's a summary, you know, it's not the complete story. And the Prophet ﷺ, why did he bring the complete story? Firstly, you should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? As I said, you know, 2 days ago, some of the people of the Muslim fellow, you know, they feel that Allah like a stranger, you know. You should respect, you know, and have some certain relation with him. Whereas, no, keep it open. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Know the qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and keep asking. And I want this and I want that, okay? The second thing, okay, build this relation. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ, he said, how come the Prophet is not going to say no for anything? That person asking for camels, he gave him camels, you know. But why not ask this, you know? Have you anyone, you know, ask the Prophet ﷺ as such? Yes, we have Rabi'a ibn Ka'b al-Aslami. He asked the Prophet, I want to join you in the hereafter. Same exact, you know, request came from that old woman, you know. And that's what I understand about it, okay? Build your relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But to be honest with you, this way of building a relation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it needs an empty heart. Okay, when you have the heart busy, you know, with food or busy with salary or this money or this house or that or whatever, okay, regardless how smart you are not going to remember this matter. That's why I said, you know, at the beginning, this is the duty of all of us. Let's help each other, you know, to feel relaxed. Okay, this is our duty. I'm sorry to tell you, some of the people, when you sit with them, even though they are not police, you know, or not your supervisor or this or that, you feel yourself as if you are tied there. Okay, be careful about everything. You sit with other people, you feel yourself completely relaxed. And this has been turned by the Prophet ﷺ. What did he say? الَّذِينَ يَأْلَفُونَ وَيُؤْلَفُونَ. Those they are going to be next to him ﷺ in the hereafter. Those who they are going to, you easily get along with them, you feel relaxed with them. There is no concern, no man. And really, let's resurrect this prophetic tradition of his sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nowadays, we meet with each other, we speak with each other, we smile to each other, okay? But a person like me, we have a lot of masks, okay? MashaAllah. Why MashaAllah? Say that this talk was really bad, you know. We did not, okay? Don't say, don't have a mask. I want the reality of your people. You want the reality of mine, okay? يَأْلَفُونَ وَيُؤْلَفُونَ. Okay? Yani, we have spent in this life, you know, significant amount of makeup. Not only the woman, the male, they have their makeup, you know, in different way, yani, just to look good, you know, for the other. Take away all of this makeup, you know, and be yourself, you know. And this is what the Prophet ﷺ. And we need it. So what benefit I get from this hadith? To empty the heart. I have no concern. Okay? And that's what that Prophet, you know, told his people. You know. I don't want the one who want to get married, the one who have a building, the one who have this, the one who have that, you know, to come with me. And this is just to empty the heart. Last hadith there. عن أبي خالد حكيم بن حزام رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم البيعان بالخيار ما لم يتفرقا فإن صدقا وبينا بورك لهما في بيعهما وإن كتما وكذبا محقت بركة بيعهما متفق عليه. You see, even the most materialistic matter in our life, to buy or sell items, it has materialism and it has spiritual matter. All of us, in general speaking, with few exceptions, we look after the materialism, the quality, how cheap I'm going to buy it, how long it's going to. We don't look at the barakah. Here in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, for sale, he highlighted the meaning of barakah. If I want to simplify, the meaning of barakah, whenever you buy food, with this, you are going to be healthy and happy. For non-barakah food, when you buy that food, you are going to be sick, and sad. And this has been highlighted, by the Prophet ﷺ when he said, a person dreamt, about, what was he told, in the dream? You have 100 dirham, in that particular place. Go and take them. He asked, any barakah there? They said, no barakah. Forget it. I'm not going to take it. It's going to take it easily, without anything. Next day, next night, he has a dream, perhaps same people, telling him about different place. You have 100 dirham in that particular place. Go and pick them up. Any barakah? They said no barakah. Forget it. Third day, they told him, you have 1 dirham, not 100. You see, and here speaks about the quantity and the quality of it. The one that we have a lot of attention about it, and the one we don't care about it. There's 1 coin, 1 dirham in that particular area. Go and bring it. Any barakah? They said yes, there's barakah. Right away in the morning when he woke up, he went there and got that 1 coin. Okay. Yeah. What I'm trying to say, which I understood, look after the spiritual component, even of your physical activity. We tend to forget the spiritual matter when we speak about our materialism. And if you want a chapter in the Quran, you have Surah Al-Ra'd. Surah Al-Ra'd gives you the combination to look at the apparent physical rules that you have and the hidden. I give you example of it. This is Surah what? The thunder. Thunder nowadays they explain it as electrical charge, which going to be empty, by this strong voice that you have. What did the Prophet ﷺ said? There is an angel called thunder, and he's going to do this. I believe in both of them. Okay, this is the physical explanation, and that one that's the spiritual one. They don't contradict with each other. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنُفَضِّلُ بَعْضَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ فِي الْأُكُلِ. Okay, you have apple and apple. This is tasty, the other one not tasty. What is this? This is something not physical, because physically perhaps this one look much better than the other one, color wise, size wise, strength wise, you name it, but this is more tasty. What's here, in your food? What's wrong in your food? You have something hidden, something spiritual, make this more tasty than the other. وَنُفَضِّلُ بَعْضَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ. And many examples, you have many examples in Surah Al-Ra'd. All of them, they pay your attention, even when you deal with the most materialistic matter in your life. Look after the spiritual side. And that's what the Prophet ﷺ said here. Those who are going to buy and sell, if they have the deal or the contract between them, if they are honest, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to put the barakah there. You may not have a massive earning of that deal. It may not be the best one in the city, but when you have the barakah in it, your life your family life, and everyone is going to be completely changed. If they are going to lie and try to deceive each other, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away the barakah from this. Okay? Even if you are going to have a huge amount, of money earning, or whatever, you are going to find yourself, spending most of this money, in hospital bills. You have insurance here, okay? Will be spent elsewhere, Else, don't worry, yani. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala find a way to have this money spent, elsewhere, than okay, but and even if you have hospital insurance, or health insurance, what's about the sickness? What about the disease? What's about having this person, feel unhappy or have some psychiatric problem, or whatever, all of these matter, they are related to the barakah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put or take away, in this matter, and we should seriously, look after these matters, in this regard. Any question about this chapter? Suduq? No question? No question. We'll move to next chapter. باب المراقبة. قال الله تعالى الذي يراك حين تقوم وتقلبك في الساجدين. One of the best position ever you have when you are in prayer. Okay, prayer, it has many stages. One of the stages you are going to be standing, the other stage you are going to be in the prostration. Okay, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala observe you in these two stages, and you should do what? You should observe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, this is the best way of looking after yourself, by observation. You observe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is called muraqabah. This is for those people who are quite interested, one of the main boundary point, for the Sufi people. They asked Sayyidina Junaid, how did you learn observation? He said, I learned it from a cat. That cat was there, want to jump on a bird, and it was, or she was, fully observing that bird and not causing any noise or whatever, to have the opportunity to jump on it. He said, I learned observation from that particular cat. Okay, yeah. And this just to tell us that we are going to get benefit of all the surrounding, And the Prophet ﷺ used in many occasions to give example about something, some dead sheep here, or when the mother, had breastfed her baby there, or what. The Prophet ﷺ going in many of these examples, try to match these pictures, to the reality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to the spiritual matter. وقال تعالى وهو معكم أينما كنتم. Okay, يعني you cannot run away of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the other verse, وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is much closer to you than the large vessel that you have inside your chest. وقال تعالى إن الله لا يخفى عليه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء. Again, nothing is going to be hidden from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وقال تعالى إن ربك لبالمرصاد. Observing. وقال تعالى يعلم خائنة الأعين وتخفي الصدور. This hidden matter that you may deceive many people, by it, is going to be well known and well recognized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. والآيات في الباب كثيرة معلومة منها what we have in that in Surah Al-Alaq ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى. This is we have it in Surah Al-Alaq. وأما الأحاديث فالأول عن عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه قال بينما نحن عند رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ذات يوم إذ طلع علينا رجل شديد بياض الثياب شديد سواد الشعر لا يرى عليه أثر السفر ولا يعرفه منا أحد حتى جلس إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأسند ركبتيه إلى ركبتيه ووضع كفيه على فخذيه وقال يا محمد أخبرني عن الإسلام. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم الإسلام أن تشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمد رسول الله وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصوم رمضان وتحج البيت إذ استطعت إليه سبيلا. قال صدقت. فعجبنا له يسأله ويصدقه. قال فأخبرني عن الإيمان. قال أن تؤمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر وتؤمن بالقدر خيره وشره. قال صدقت. قال فأخبرني عن الإحسان. قال أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. قال فأخبرني عن الساعة. قال ما المسؤول عنها بأعلم من السائل. قال فأخبرني عن أماراتها. قال أن تلد الأمة ربتها وأن ترى الحفاة العراة العالة رعاء الشاء يتطاولون في البنيان. ثم انطلق فلبثت مليا ثم قال يا عمر أتدري من السائل؟ قلت الله ورسوله أعلم. قال فإنه جبريل أتاكم يعلمكم دينكم. رواه مسلم. ومعنى تلد الأمة ربتها أي سيدتها ومعناه أن تكسر السراري حتى تلد الأمة السرية بنتا لسيدها وبنت السيد في معنى السيد وقيل غير ذلك. والعالة الفقراء. وقوله مليا أي زمنا طويلا وكان ذلك ثلاثة. This hadith firstly is considered one of the mutawatir because you have more than 10 companions, I think they narrated this hadith according to Imam Suyuti and the other is considered as mutawatir. What's the meaning of mutawatir? When you have massive transmission, large number of people, they transmitted this hadith. Second thing, the dating of it in one of these narrations that it was 1 month before the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thirdly, we have spoken about simplicity. You see how simple is Islam? Yani here, perhaps against the rule, general speaking, as I said before, you have the summary in the Quran and you have the explanation in the hadith. Here it's in the opposite way. You have the explanation in the Quran and you have the summary in the hadith. This hadith gives you summary. The way I look at it, the first item speaking about Islam as if give you a summary of the first 4 chapters of the Quran, namely Surah Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran, Ma'idah and Nisa. Because all of these duties mentioned in these surahs, they are related to Islam, and the Prophet ﷺ summarized Islam in these five pillars that have been mentioned here. Then you have the second question about Iman, about belief. This gives you the 6 pillars of belief, and this is a summary of Surah Al-An'am, because Surah Al-An'am speak about your faith, about your belief. Then you have the third one, ask about, if you want to translate it literally, perfection. And the Prophet ﷺ answered this, by observing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if you see Him, because if you don't see Him, He's for sure, indeed He sees you. Okay? And this is, I would ask myself, what's the relation between perfection and this attitude? I think the relation, whenever you feel that you are observed, you are going to be perfect. Okay, that's why here those who have a job or work, they have supervisor. They feel themselves they are observed by this one, And the Muslim always he has an observer who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is for the Muslim should make all of his deeds, all of his work, even dunya work, make it perfect. Inna Allah yuhibbu, that's what the Prophet said, Inna Allah yuhibbu idha amila ahadukum amalan an yutqina. Whenever you have any deed or any duty or any work, to have it in a perfect way. Okay? How? To feel the observation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Sayyidina Jibreel, we know eventually that this was Sayyidina Jibreel. He asked about Sa'ah, the hereafter. Then he asked about the signal of it. And then the Prophet ﷺ said that this Sayyidina Jibreel teach you your religion. That's mean for all Muslim, part of your religion to be familiar with the hereafter and knowing the signals, of the hereafter. For us as people, came late, it's much more important because we feel ourselves, we are quite close, to have the hereafter. That's why we should be much more familiar with the signals of the hereafter. Okay? So here, this hadith, I look at it as a summary of everything of Islam. Summary of certain chapters in the Quran, long surahs, okay? And this is one of the greatness to the practicality, of Islam. Whenever you have enough time, go and study carefully, that long chapter. Whenever you are, at some physician, clinic, and they told you after 5 minutes you are going to meet with that physician, read this hadith or read a summary or have some reminder, of some of these matters, And this, I look at it as one of the practicality of Islam. This hadith is very important, speaking about the three main components in Islam, which are Islam, which is the outer, as explained here, Iman, which is the inner. Then I keep question myself, this question frequently. What's about Ihsan? You said this summary of the first four surah, this summary of the surah after. What's about Ihsan? To be honest with you, I did not find any chapter, special chapter, about this, But my feeling that the whole Quran is going to be as such, okay? The whole Quran is going to be a reminder of you how you should observe yourself. Okay, how you should make muraqabah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Move to next hadith. عن أبي ذر جندب بن جنادة وأبي عبد الرحمن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنهما عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال اتق الله حيثما كنت وأتبع السيئة الحسنة تمحها وخالق الناس بخلق حسن. رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن. اللهم صل على معلم الناس الخير. You see جوامع الكلم here. I think this is my feeling. Sayyidina Abu Dhar and Sayyidina Mu'adh bin Jabal, they came to know the Prophet ﷺ and they should leave because of certain duty. Ya Rasulullah, we want an advice from you. And you see how great is this advice? And here in this life you have three duties. One duty toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one duty toward yourself, and one duty for the others. And in this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ summarized the three duties, how to do this. اتق الله حيثما كنت. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, practice taqwa wherever you are. Next to me or far off me, and mainly the Prophet ﷺ, or whatever of that regard. اتق الله حيثما كنت. Okay. What's the second component? How to deal with myself, وَأَتْبِعِ السَّيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا. Whenever you have a sin, you should have hasana to erase that. Okay? The Prophet ﷺ did not ask you to be an angel, but whenever you have wrong action, right away, as we said about Tawbah, return back to Allah, right away, have some practice, of the good deeds, and by this you are going to. What about the others? How I'm going to deal with them? And the Prophet ﷺ said, وَخَالِقِ النَّاسَ بِخُلُقٍ حَسَنٍ. These good characters, if you have some of these good characters, try to show them to the others, because this is the way you should get along, with the others, I think we should stop here, because I smell some food and it's time to have a break. Any question? Sorry, I forgot to ask. Any question? Because I smelled the food. Yes. Any question? Yes, go ahead.
ويقفون في مكان فإن لم تكن تراه هل يجوز وقف هنا وتأويل الحديث هكذا؟
To be honest, the question is a little bit complicated, about certain portion of the hadith. I don't know your scholars that you speak about, your shuyukh. But if they are from that quality, yes. I know about, not in my time, in previous time, a qualified sheikh, he said so. Okay, I agree with this. I accept this rule. For me, I don't agree. I disagree. Okay, because I have a lot of way to go, and lot of practice. What I'm trying to say, many of these people who are joined, in tasawwuf to someone else, they may feel themselves that they have it, which is not the case. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, work hard, okay, and be critic to yourself. Don't have high expectation for yourself. Okay, other questions? Yes.
You mentioned earlier that Allah observed you, and you should observe Allah. When we observe Allah, you gave that. You said that's called what? When we observe Allah, like we know that Allah is watching us. You gave that. You said that gave a certain word. I can just when we observe Allah, I know Allah is watching us.
So what's the question?
The question is, what is that word for when we observe Allah?
It's called muraqaba. Muraqaba. Okay. Yes.
You said to ask you to expand on khiyana wal khatib.
Kadhib, lie. Kadhib means lies.
Lie. Can you expand on it?
For sure, kadhib or lie is really bad to have it in any way. But in my view, I may be right or wrong, the worst, to lie to yourself. And that's what I have spoken about, a lot.
And khiyana?
Khiyana, betray. When someone tried to, was given the trust or confidence from one side, and he's going to betray. And it's almost similar to the first one. Yes.
The hadith of the boy and the king, was it a blemish on the character of the boy that while being tortured, he gave the name of the monk, especially when he was told by the monk not to give his name?
So the question is what?
Was that blameworthy for him to do such a thing?
I cannot give answer of this question because why? All of us, we have limit. We have some type of tolerance. When it's going to go be above our tolerance, we are going to be broken. Okay. So here, this boy, this was above his limit or not, I don't know. So that's why, here, why I use this, word. It's very important for the spouses, okay? Because some of the spouses, they keep nagging, keep pushing, till they make the other side reach that point. When the other side reach that point, whatever is going to come from him, this is your problem because you induced it, okay? And all of us, without exception, we have limit. We have point. Please don't let me, go beyond it. Okay? For sure, I'm not here to excuse myself or to excuse the others, Perhaps all of us, or we should upgrade and make it higher, our point, But for sure, we're still humankind. Okay? I'm going to give you this example. Many persons, back in Syria, which is inaccurate, they feel that whenever you have depression, that means you are not Muslim. I told them, no, this has nothing to do with your Islam. All of us, we have certain limit. When you go beyond that, you are going to be depressed. Okay, يعني the person that in his nature, his limit, for the depressive, action is going to be low. It's going to be easy, to get depressed, The one who has much higher, so this is the way I look at it. So I cannot give an answer of that particular question.
Yes, you mentioned some details about the Hadith al-Qudsi being words of the Prophet ﷺ, but the inner meaning is from Allah. How is this different than other ahadith? Explain in some detail.
As I said, because this is started by that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. So this is going to be something related to Allah or speaking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you have the other hadith, the Prophet said, for example, you say, I am the master of all humankind in the hereafter. You say, you cannot have this as a hadith Qudsi. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ana aghna shuraka'i an shirk, I am the most righteous one, this is related to Allah. Yani here, this is the main difference, in my mind, between the ordinary hadith and the hadith Qudsi, that the first one speak about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in different maneuver, whereas the second one speak about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any more questions? Okay, should have break now? Yes, go ahead.
One last question. At the end of the first hadith, Hadith Jibreel, it says, زمنا طويلا وكان ذلك ثلاثا
3 days. 3 days after, because you see, my answer brought from different narration of this hadith. Apparently, Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab did leave right away after this event happened. Those who stayed with the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ has the ability to tell them, that this was Jibreel. Okay, he met with Sayyidina Umar apparently after 3 days, telling him that this was Jibreel. Other questions? Yes?
And the hadith of Jibreel, did it all happen in the same day, or was it different days where?
No, this is, to my understanding, in the same day it happened. That's not long, It's a summary of everything. Yes?
Yes, you talked about emptying the heart of, preoccupation, and helping you do that is to help one another relax. In that sense, you mentioned this aspect. What are some of those ways that we can help one another to relax?
To be yourself. When you are yourself, I'm going to be quite relaxed, when I deal with you. Because I know that you are not going to hide anything, from me. Okay? When I found out that you were hungry and you did not tell me, or you were this or that and you were angry, with me and you did not tell me, I should be too careful. I'm not going to be relaxed at all. So just be yourself. And try to make it, good environment for the others. Yes. Yeah.
You mentioned
Go ahead.
there's no substitute other than Allah. It's a substitute for everything except Allah. Is that inclusive of all that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed, the Quran, conveyed to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
I think anything when you relate it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are going to be quite important in your life. Okay? In our mind we may not find substitute, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the full capacity to change these things, Maybe changed, but they were not changed. Okay. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد الصادق الأمين المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, I have heard a lot of talks, about ijaza. I'm not that expert, on it, Inshallah, when we finish this text, we'll give you a written certificate, as an ijaza. Now we may have only the verbal one, that I gave ijaza to all of your people, about whatever we have read, not the one that we haven't read, namely, we finish hadith 66, and we have ijaza in 66 hadith of them, collected by Imam al-Nawawi, and you may have the full eligibility, to narrate these ahadith. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi.
Say we accept the ijazah.
Accept.